Right, hello. Late October, we're still getting some pops of colour from the dahlias, and also the cannas are still flowering. In fact, this clear patch has just started to open some new flowers there. Things are starting to go over. I've cut back some of the foliage in the pond there. I have pulled out some of the elephant ears out of the bog filter. I've left the big Escalente for now because that's just too big and nice at the moment, and we've still got some a week or two of nice weather. You look at the base of this colocasia. It's like a trunk. It's, I don't know, way thicker than a Coke can, you know. It's a thick old trunk on that. And looking at the rhizome for the banana cannas, there's loads and loads of new growth on that. So I'll be able to pull that out and divide that up into several plants again. Really does get the growth going in the bog filter there. Still haven't had any of the banana callas flower for me, but that was a fairly short growing season this year, so not entirely unexpected. But, an interesting look. I noticed that the Tetrapanics was kicking out some small odd leaves. In fact, this one's only got one leaflet on it, and obviously it wants to divide up, so we've got 3 growth points there. So next year we'll have a lot wider plant by the looks of that. That's 3 growth points. The Fatsy spiderweb I planted up a month or so ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago, has already started putting out some flower buds on that. So that's doing this thing for winter. Still got the red onsettes out, and it's still got the impatiens flowering around them. We've got the Mahonius of Caress, which is starting to come into flower, so you get the yellow flowers on that. So you know winter's coming. Still no ripe fruits on the tree tomato. Hostas are really starting to die back now, looking quite rough. I don't tend to cut them back, I just let them die back and let that anything go back into the rhizome. You know, any goodness, if you cut a lot of these leaves off, I'm guessing when they're still green, there's goodness that can go back into the rhizome and help it come back a bit stronger next year. So I'll leave them just to die back naturally. This Fatsy is doing big old flower spike coming. So that is the camouflage version. You start seeing the little white buds coming. A lot of the begonia is still flowering. Another Fatsy spiderweb there, starting to put out its flower. And the Voodoo Lily. This is the one where we had lots of babies around it. They've all died back now. Just the big one, which is now starting to go. So what I'll do with that is that whole area, because there's about 6 or 7 babies around it, so obviously the tuber has divided up into several growth points. So I'll get a one of these plastic kitchen trays you get with food sometimes. Rather than chuck it in the recycling, I'll probably get some mulch and put the plastic tray over it just to keep it dry, so it doesn't rot out over winter. That's what I done last year. Just had I think I had a cloche over it last year, just over that area, just to keep the moisture out, just to keep it a little bit drier. Yeah, so things are starting to die back. The Gunnaroo is starting to open up quite a bit. Leaves starting to brown a bit. So that'll be time to cut them back and cover the base over. But yeah, in general, for the time of year, the garden don't look too bad. We've got some little bit of dot colour here and there with the pokers. Yeah, that's just a little sort of look through updates for you. Yeah, even the salvia hot lips are still flowering away there. I've still got all my Cannas tucked in the empty seating area at the moment, so again they'll be left to get frosted off, and then all cut down to the pot and dry stored either in the greenhouse or conservatory. When I say dry stored, you still want to keep a little bit of moisture in there, but keep on the dry side. Yep, so I think that's about it for updates. The zebra grass is obviously down at the base is starting to dry off a bit, but really nice at the top here. Quite nice colours on that, really. And let's have a look at the Orando Dynax, or Spanish reed, which, considering we had such a dry year, is done okay. So if you can see the fence line there, that's 6 foot, so that's at least double that, so it's at least 12 foot tall, some of them. Quite nice. Problem is they do tend to die back in the winter. They're not like bamboo, which is totally hard either. Yeah, Spanish reed does tend to, on a bad winter, that'll die back to the ground, or on an average winter that'll stay solid, but then that'll grow lots of smaller growth like this one has, so it sort of get more bushy rather than just the giant canes. So I prefer the big cane look rather than the bushiness. But anyway, that is that for now, and thanks for watching.